Hello, everybody. Welcome again to this episode, and I'm glad to be back. Today, I'm gonna talk about real estate in Kenya and the real estate trends and how it affects the investors here in Kenya. So, before we start, my question would be: are you planning to invest in Africa? Whether you are a foreigner, whether you are African diaspora, whether you are um, originally lives in Africa and you are enthusiast or you are interested in real estate, then this show is yours. So stay put. Before we begin, want to take you through some of the current real estate trends in Kenya and how they affect and how they affect the investors. And I'm gonna read written some few research, and I'll begin. For the past 2 decades, Kenya real estate market has grown exponentially as evidenced by its contribution to the country's GDP, which grew from 10.5% in 2000 to 12.6% in 2012 and 13.8% in 2016. The growth is driven by infrastructure development such as improved roads, utility connections, upgrade of airports, stable GDP growth, which has averaged at 5.4 over the last 5 years against a sub-Saharan average of 4.1. Demographic trends such as rapid urbanization at 4.4% per annum against the world's 2.5% and population growth of averaging at 2.6% per annum. Another one is the high total returns averaging at 25% against 12.4% in the traditional asset classes. These factors have therefore led to the development of unique trends across the various real estate themes. As investors sought to gain high returns in buying, buyers sought aspirational lifestyles and quality products. So, as you have heard, Africa and precisely Kenya is doing so well, and it is one of the most stable economies in Africa, stable political environment, well-educated, well-learned people, a population that has potential, the youngest population in the world. That is research about Africa. Africa is the youngest continent in the world. So Kenya is among these countries that are taking it a notch higher. And if you've done your research, you will agree with me that Kenya is doing so well. And many people, many big brands are streaming in to this wonderful country. So Kenya itself, with its capital city Nairobi, Nairobi boasts of so many hundreds brands. These global brands talk about Nike, talk about food stores, the likes of Starbucks, KFCs, all those. Apart from that, Nairobi is home to Coca-Cola African headquarter. It's also home to UN headquarter here in Africa. It is also home to UNEP, a part of UN. It also has the global tech companies, their headquarters are here. Talk about Google, talk about Microsoft, talk about IBM. All those brands are here in Kenya. And what does that tell you? It tells you that Kenya has a good working environment, and the system that the government has put in place supports the ease of working or the ease of doing business. Talk about transportation. Kenya is among these wonderful countries in Africa that has got these well-maintained roads, well transportation, a good transportation system, railways. We have standard gauge railway, one of the top quality one that connects Kenya's capital Nairobi to Mombasa, the second largest city in Kenya. So Mombasa is the coastal county or the coastal region of Kenya. So Mombasa has so many things that can attract anyone who wants to chip in, or anyone who is interested in hospitality, real estate, and all those. So there is this famous part of the coastal called Malindi and Diani. Diani, if you do your research, if you've never heard of it, Diani is the holiday destination. One of the best. Actually, it is the best holiday destination in Africa. It has been holding that title for over 5 years now. So when you go to Diani, you will experience some of the most beautiful sandy beaches. White sandy beaches, very clean water. When you are up and you look at the ocean, you'll be able to see the surface. Talk about the best hotels, the 5 stars. They're all located in this place called Diani. In Mombasa, Mombasa is a county, and it's in Kenya we have regions divided into counties. So coastal region has Mombasa County, it has Kwale County, it has Malindi. So sorry, not Malindi, Kilifi. So all those are the coastal counties, and every county has got its governor. So every county is governed by their own, they have their own government. Apart from the central government that is running the whole country, every county has the governor, has the senator, has the ward representative. So our government structure is well streamlined, that every place or every resources in every county does something to that county. If your let's say now coastal region is well known for having the best hotels, hospitality, so the central government has no control or has no total power to access all the revenues. So some of the revenues remain there, so that the county or the county administration can do development around the area. So Mombasa is known for hospitality. Another thing that Mombasa or coastal region is known for here in Kenya is the port. The Kenyan port is one of the most busiest ports in Africa. Our ports in Mombasa supplies to over 19 countries in Africa. It serves over 19 countries in Africa. It serves Uganda, it serves Ethiopia, it serves South Sudan, it serves Rwanda, it serves Burundi, it serves all those Central African countries. Majority of them access their services if they are importing anything from, let's say, abroad. The only way they access it is through our port in Mombasa. And just recently, the government has constructed another big port. Actually, is the largest deep sea port in Africa. So that is the second port. The second port. This port will be serving the people of Northern Africa and Central Africa. So, and the port is located in a place called Lamu. It's a milestone, and I can tell you the government is so ambitious. So, in this region, coast, you can buy land. It doesn't matter whether you are a foreigner, whether you are a resident originally from Kenya, you all get the same requirement. So there's no additional requirement for a foreigner to come and buy land in here in Kenya. So that is another good thing that the government is doing, and there's a plan that in the next 6 months, Kenya will be a visa-free country. So if you want to visit Kenya, if you want to relocate to Kenya, there will be no visa requirement. So all these, the government is doing this to attract investors. And our president likes joking that Kenya is the cradle of mankind. So Kenya is the origin of mankind. So there is no need, or you don't need permission to come back home. So if you want to come back home, you're free to come, and there are a lot of opportunities. And I can tell you one thing, Kenya is one of the few countries in Africa, or rather in the world, that has no natural resources. But it has one thing that is unique, the manpower. Talk about the skills, talk about this expertise and the experience, talk about the well-established education. I am sure if you've interacted with a Kenyan, for example, if you are a foreigner, or someone who is not Kenyan, you've interacted with a Kenyan, you will be sure that Kenyans are very sharp. They are so result oriented and very smart. So we are competing. Kenya is the third in Africa in terms of GDP, economic growth. We are number 3 in the sub-Saharan region, only after Nigeria and South Africa. We have a very stable economy. We have a very stable government. We have a very well established transportation system. Talk about the airport. We have one of the busiest airports in Africa, Jomo Kenyatta. Talk about the airline. We have one of the best airlines in Kenya, or in Africa, or rather in Africa, the KQ. Actually, recently they just won the best economy airline in Africa, and it is the title they have been winning not once. So hospitality system here in Kenya is well established. We have one of the best health systems. We are number 2 in Africa, only after South Africa. About health system, we have every county. We have 47 counties. 47 counties. In every county, we have at least 1 or 2 level 5 hospitals. Every county. And recently, the president just launched the universal health coverage. This is whereby if you are sick, you don't need to wake up or to go to the hospital. You just need to make a call, the doctors will be at your place to attend to you, which is a very wonderful idea. And as they say, health is wealth. So in real estate, Kenya, I've worked with the real estate not once. I've worked with several real estate as a marketer as well as a salesperson. I've managed to learn quite a lot. I've interacted with different buyers, some of them foreigners, and I can tell you there's a lot of potential. For example, if you're a foreigner and you want to invest, you want to buy a house, you can buy a house and without any requirement. We only need your, for example, if you are a foreigner, maybe your identity card, of course, the payment process, the next of kin, and you will have the house. Just like us, just like me, Kenyan, if I want to buy a house, I only need money and my ID. So with that, I can buy a house anywhere. And just recently, there is a lot of traffic. Foreigners are streaming in. And just here in Nairobi, I've seen people buying apartments and they're converting it into Airbnb. Why? Because Kenya is do I say metropolitan? Kenya has a lot of different people, all walks of life around the world. You'll meet a Chinese, you'll meet Indian, you'll meet British, you'll meet American. They are all here. So, and that tells you why we have so many 5-star hotels, the best hotels. Actually, we are among, if not the number one in Africa, we are among the best hospitality, well established. We have the best and well established hospitality industry in Kenya. So you can get all the international cuisines here. You can meet all walks of people. You will meet everyone. Kenya is an English speaking country, and I can say it is one of the advantage because the Europeans, majority of Europe speak English. America speaks English. Majority of countries speak English, and we also have Swahili, which is our part of our national language. So we have two, English and Swahili. Those are our official languages. So apart from that, we have different tribes. We have Indians. Indians are part of Kenyan tribe. That should tell you something. We have Arabs. We have Europeans. And they're not, when people see African country with a lot of foreigners, mostly whites, they feel like you're still under colonization. No, these people are coming in because they have seen an opportunity. And I want to encourage all type of people, and mostly diaspora. If you are a European, if you are an American, and you feel like you've been thinking about Africa, you've been thinking about visiting this wonderful continent, you've been thinking about investment, the safest place in the world is Africa. And when you come to Africa, start with Kenya. You will reap big because there's a lot of growth in the middle class. There's high demand for modern things. There's high demand for modern houses. There's high demand for modern cars. There's high demand for modern food. So high demand for everything, because majority of these people, majority of Kenyans are now earning good money thanks to their education. They went to school, studied their field. They are now working in one of the best companies. They are earning. What next? These people need to live a life, and you can't tell me you have money enough, but you still rent. These people, the next thing they're thinking about is buying a home. And what does that tell you? It tells you there is high demand for real estate. The real estate is really booming. If you do your research even online, you will come into conclusion that real estate in Kenya is doing so well, and the type of houses that are coming up should tell you something. Every style. Just here in Nairobi city, a few years ago, about 10 years ago, some of the big modern skyscrapers were not there. But right now, if you were in Kenya about 10 years ago and you come back blindfolded, you'll be shocked that this is actually Nairobi, Kenya, precisely Africa. So there's a lot of potential, and only those people who have seen these opportunities and are grabbing it now will reap big. So if you want to buy a house, land in Africa, I can offer a few advice. There is what we call doing. Of course, you will need to do due diligence, and the requirement for mostly is the title. If you're buying the land, you'll need a lawyer who understands real estate and land. You will do the due diligence, you will search to ensure that you don't get caught, because since real estate is one of the booming industry now in Kenya, there's a lot of conmanship. There's a lot of bad things. People have lost money. Others have lost millions, not small money. So you'll need to have a lawyer that you really trust. That is, if you're a foreigner, or if you can come see the environment, interact with people, find these people who understand real estate industry, then start investing. And here you can find, just in Nairobi, you can buy an apartment from 8 million Kenya shillings. That is about 80,000 US. 80,000. So 80,000 US, no, not even 80, because now our shilling has depreciated. Let's say you will, from 60,000 US, you can own a 3-bedroom, or 1-bedroom, or even a 5-bedroom, depending with the location. But mostly in Nairobi, if you want to invest in Airbnb, you can own a 1-bedroom from 60,000 US. A very good house in a very prime area. The roads are all tarmacked around Nairobi. Pavements everywhere, security everywhere. um, everything in order. So with that, you can be earning while you're planning to come or while you are um, working elsewhere. So, and that is what I've seen. I've seen so many people. Some of them have never even landed to Kenya. I've never been to Kenya, but they have invested. Another thing I'll talk about is Nairobi as a whole. Nairobi is divided into districts. We have Westlands district, we have Upper Hill district, we have Kilimani districts, we have those suburb areas such as Karen. Those are areas, residential areas, and those areas are for the upper middle class. We have Karen, we have Runda, we have Kitusuru, we have Kileleshwa, we have all those. So, and apart from that, we also have lower middle class areas, and so Nairobi caters for everyone, whether you are a low income earner or an upper or middle class, middle income earner, you still find a place here in Nairobi. And that is why Nairobi itself has made a name for itself, and it is now regarded as the hub of East and Central Africa. If you do your research, you will find that any investor, those tycoons, the world runners, those people who run the world, when they think about investing in Africa, Kenya is always in their bucket list because of all those good electricity supply, good transport, good internet. Actually, our internet is marvelous. I've been watching videos of some guys who have been landing to Nairobi for the first time, and I've never heard anything negative about our internet, and I was shocked because I thought this is just normal. I just got to understand, oh, it's not normal. Some countries are struggling. So we have a very stable internet, and this internet you can get them. You can get them in terms of buying bundles in your line. You can also install a package to your home, and they can run from as low as $10 a month. Imagine you have an internet in your home and you are paying $10 monthly for the internet. Very cheap. And these internets, they're not just internet, they're working. And this is another reason why Kenya is the tech hub of Africa. If you do your research, you will agree with me that Kenya, in terms of technology, Nairobi has made the name for itself. Talk about M-Pesa, a new technology that was invented by a Kenyan. M-Pesa is a form of mobile money transfer, and about 96% of Kenyan population access M-Pesa. Me myself, I can't tell you, I don't remember the last time I handled cash. Years, about 2 years. I don't handle cash because of M-Pesa. This is a mobile money transfer technology whereby with your line you can deposit money to your account. So with this money you can be able to pay for anything: transport, buy food, order, pay bills, anything, even electricity. And Most of the government offices, you can't transact with cash. You must have M-Pesa. Even in the airport, once you land in, the first thing you are advised is buy an M-Pesa line so that it will be easier for you to make transaction. For example, if you want to access, maybe if you want to go to the safaris, you can't pay with cash. They will ask you for M-Pesa because this. So M-Pesa has been is now has more than 200 million customers, and it has contributed a lot in the Kenyan economic growth. And through this, you can be sure it has this method has almost eliminated corruption, because most of corruption takes place between money from one hand to the other. But with this, it is hard for you to bribe, because if you're caught, they will trace your mobile transfer, money transfer. So this has helped a lot. And with this, you someone can't con you. If, for example, you're paying for Uber $10, it is $10. Or if you're paying $8 and you give this person $10, which is 1,000 shilling note, some of them will tell you, oh, I don't have change. So they will tell you that in the hope that you'll just tell them, okay, keep change. But with the M-Pesa, the exact money, if it is $8, you just send him $8. So it eliminates a lot of petty cash, and you will be able to trace your spending. And that is another top thing that we as a country, we pride ourselves in. So we are also holiday or wildlife giants in Africa. We are the world safari. Talk about Masai Mara, you will be able to interact or to see all the big five. Talk about the lion, talk about the elephants, talk about the leopard, talk about the buffaloes, talk about the what we call this water animal, crocodile. Talk about the gazelles. Talk about all these ostrich. So you will have plenty. I don't think you can finish. You can do all the fun here in 1 month. You'll not exhaust everything, because we have a lot of good things that you can do. The safaris, the beach, in the coast. You can also go to the forest. And actually Nairobi is the only country in the world, or Nairobi is the only city in the world with a national park on its proximity. Just 5 kilometers from Nairobi CBD or Nairobi city center, you will get to Nairobi National Park. We also have other cities, and we have 5, almost 6 now. We have Nairobi, we have Mombasa, we have Nakuru, we have Kisumu. Kisumu is the lake city. If you've heard of Lake Victoria, the largest freshwater lake in the world is there. It's called Lake Victoria. So Lake Victoria borders Kisumu, and in Kisumu you will have a lot of fun, because Kisumu borders Uganda and Tanzania. So you can go to Tanzania, access the lake from Tanzanian side. You can go to Uganda, access the lake from Ugandan side. You can also access the lake from Kenyan side, and from there you can go to Masai Mara. You can go to Serengeti in Tanzania. So Masai Mara and Serengeti are just divided by boundaries that were put by colonials, or former colonials. So Serengeti and Masai Mara are just separated by a border, and that is why we usually have the eighth wonder of the world, the wild beast. All the animals migrate, millions of them migrate from Tanzania to Kenya from the month of July, many of them. So when Tanzania gets dry, they, on Kenyan side, is always green, so they move to Kenya to access water and also have food. But then after Kenya is dry, Tanzania food is ready and water is available, they move back. So it's two national parks, or a national park that is divided into two. And in this Serengeti is so big, but Kenyan side, Masai Mara, borders Amboseli. Amboseli is another national park in Kenya. So from Amboseli, you'll be able to see the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro, the second, or the tallest mountain in Africa, the peak of it from Amboseli. So there's a lot of fun that you can do here. There's a lot of opportunities for an investor. Talk about investing in tech. We have a ready available skill. Talk about investing in real estate, hospitality. We have a ready skilled personnel. Talk about investing in transportation. We have a well-established transportation system. Talk about tourism. We have all these available, and some of these opportunities are there waiting for you. So what are you waiting? So see you next time, and thank you for watching from Amboseli. So there's a lot of fun that you can do here. There's a lot of opportunities for an investor. Talk about investing in tech. We have a ready available skill. Talk about investing in real estate, hospitality. We have a ready skilled personnel. Talk about investing in transportation. We have a well-established transportation system. Talk about tourism. We have all these available, and some of these opportunities are there waiting for you. So what are you waiting? So see you next time, and thank you for watching. And before I end, kindly, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. And by doing this, you will be supporting me so that I continue uploading new videos that will be educative, entertaining, and engaging. Thank you very much.